This is video 4, how to find keywords.
So I always start with something I'm interested in personally, and then to find important, insightful topics within that, I generally go to the scholarly literature because it's really important for me to understand what scholars have said before and respond to them in some way. So generally, I am creating arguments in response to what other scholars say. Keywords that are good tend to be very specific. A lot of times earlier on in my research or topic development, I will have broader terms that I'm using, that I'm searching in, and I know that I've found good keywords when it takes several words to describe something I'm interested in, when that language is specific, when the language might be found within a chapter of a book rather than a title of a book, or something like that. So the specificity of the word helps me understand that it's a good keyword.
Part of it is driven by what I'm interested in. It always starts with something that I personally am interested in. Whether it's important to other people or not, I'll find out as I start doing the literature review. But at first I want to make sure that it's important to me and that it matters to me in some sense, to their own work. I'll look for major words that they use in the abstract or introductions or conclusions of their articles. I'll look at the headings that they've used in their articles and try to get a sense of how can I be more precise.
So I might even go, for example, if I were learning about a topic for one of my classes, I might go interview professors or working professionals in that field to find out, like, what are the most interesting things about your field? Or I might look at blog posts or get online and just sort of see where does that field appear in the news. And then based on that, I tend to pursue my own personal interests. So things about that field that are interesting to me. Finding effective keywords is a lot like maybe going to a garage sale or a thrift store. So I have a general idea in my head of kind of what I'm looking for. I'd like a new blouse, or I'd like, whatever. But you look through a lot of stuff, and then finally you find things that are close. And so part of it, I think, is the more clear you can be in your own head about what it is that you're looking for, the more specific you can be in terms of what you start searching for. If I don't know, then you're just going to be doing a lot of browsing, and it's going to take a lot longer than if I have something really specific in mind.
Finding the right keywords for your topic is absolutely essential and can be deceptively difficult. I'll start out by listing my main topic, higher education, as well as 3 to 4 possible subtopics that interest me, such as accessibility, affordability, accountability, and accreditation. Now, I know these are the topics I'm interested in, but that doesn't guarantee that these are the topics I will encounter in the literature. For this reason, I suggest discovering the majority of your keywords through searches rather than blindly guessing at the words and synonyms that may or may not be a part of the vocabulary that the researchers in this field are using. Knowing this, I'm going to use the database recommended in the Education Subject Guide to generate a list of potentially helpful keywords and phrases. Since I'm researching education, and since ERIC is the recommended database for education research, I will use ERIC for this assignment. I'd recommend that you use whatever database your research guide recommended to you. Each database will have distinct advantages. Go ahead and explore them. For my database, I'll hit Advanced Research, then I'll type in my general keyword higher education and accountability into separate lines and connected with and. Then I'll hit search. Now, the search yielded over 8,000 results spanning half a century. This is a pretty clear indicator that my search is too broad. Your job as a researcher is to systematically review relevant research. You probably don't have the time to systematically review 8,000 articles, so we'll need to narrow these results. I'll quickly narrow down my results to just academic articles published recently. For a more in-depth tutorial on how to manipulate these search tools, head over to ysearch.byu.edu/module-3. Now I'm down to about 1,500 results, which is still probably too many for me to get started writing, but it's a great place to start hunting for keywords. Notice under each title in bold is a list of subjects. These are all keywords that I might consider adding to my search. This would be a good place to find the keywords that I'll write on my proposal memo questionnaire. From the list I'm seeing, I might add evaluation, organizational theories, and teacher attitude. Another good place to search for keywords and synonyms is within the articles themselves. And here I'm going to narrow down my articles again to just ones from the United States, since accountability is so tied to legal incentives that vary by location. I think limiting my scholarship to a geographical boundary may be helpful. Once I do that, I have 128 results, and this first one looks really intriguing, so I'll click on it. Making sense of learning gain in higher education. So right in the title, I'm getting a new keyword, learning gain. Once I'm in the article, I can review the subjects, or I can skim the abstract for other words I might benefit from using. Words such as governmental policy, quality assurance, and curriculum design. I can repeat this process as many times as I feel like I need to until I have a good list of keywords that will help me find relevant results for my literature review. Once I have a set list of keywords, I'm ready to start looking for broader themes among the articles I've browsed.